The Cottonwood County Citizen proudly presents Athlete of the Week. Brought to you this week by Triumph State Bank. For big city convenience with friendly small town service, be sure to visit Triumph State Bank of Butterfield and Darfur. And I am joined right now by Mountain Lake area senior Signey Stoesz. Signey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Tuesday's game against Edgerton. And Edgerton, of course, is a returning section champion. They still have a pretty powerful team. What was the strategy going into the game?
Going into the game, coach just said have some fun, play our game. And he warned us about the wind because the wind was pretty strong. So, we had to play with Mother Nature a little bit. Otherwise, we just went in there, tried our best, and hope that it would come out right.
And I'm familiar with that field in Edgerton. There's not a lot of shelter over there, so the wind really can have an impact.
Especially because there's fields in the background, and the dirt from the fields actually comes into the field, and so it was really dusty there.
You held them to one hit, though, and a good hitting team like Edgerton, that's pretty tough to do.
Yeah, the wind helped a little bit. There are a few balls that would have gone a lot farther, but the wind caught in, so we were able to just make plays off of them.
And defensively behind you, the first game of the season was a little bit rough, but the last couple of games, the defense has really come through for you guys.
Yeah, and that's really nice. Our outfielders are catching the ball, our infielders making plays. And a few years ago, we wouldn't have been making those simple plays. We'd have had at least 3 errors going into each game. So, we'd have done much better over the years.
Offensively, not a lot for you guys on Tuesday. You guys hit the ball a little bit better yesterday against MCC. Tell me a little bit about that game.
Against MCC, the pitcher isn't as fast as the Edgerton pitcher. But we were aggressive. We weren't watching the third strike. We hit a lot of foul balls, making contact, and when we put the ball in play, they made errors, which helped us a lot. And so when we put the ball in play, we are a much better team then.
As a pitcher, what's been the biggest area of development for you since you began? You've been pitching varsity for a few years now. What's been the biggest area of growth for you?
I would probably say just hitting my spots in general. That's been my game plan since I started because I'm not a power pitcher. I just try to throw strikes in my areas, but I've been hitting my spots, and then my changeup has gotten a lot better, and then I mix in a screwball every now and then, which just throws things off, even though I don't throw that very often. So just being more accurate overall.
You guys have a game today against Sleepy Eye, and then a couple of more conference games next week. The Red Rock Conference as a whole this year, it's really wide open right now.
Yeah.
You look at, you guys have already beaten Heron Lake. You've beaten MCC. Adrian is pretty young. Red Rock Central, Westbrook Walnut Grove is pretty young. The door is wide open for you guys.
Yeah. If we just play our game, minimize the errors, put the ball in play, we should be doing just fine.
Well, we've got 10 questions to ask you.
Okay.
To help people get to know you a little bit better.
Favorite pregame meal would have to be a bagel with a spoonful of peanut butter, and I just pick apart the bagel and dip it in my peanut butter, and that is my favorite thing to eat before a game. Favorite beverage would have to be coffee. I love coffee.
Coffee? Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Huge coffee drinker. My favorite TV show now would either have to be Grey's Anatomy or Baby Daddy. And I really don't have a favorite movie. I don't watch a whole lot of movies. I watch a lot of Disney movies, so I love Disney movies, but I don't have an overall favorite movie. From iTunes? I don't know. I listen to Pandora a lot, but I think probably would have been Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw then. My most memorable sports moment would have to be this last basketball season. We're in Wells playing against USC, and it was our first playoff game. And we were down by 2 with 10 seconds left, and my youngest sister hit a deep 3 to give us the lead, and then we ended up winning the game just because of that shot. So that was probably the most memorable moment. I think team-wise, I would say Southwest Christian, just because they're fundamentally sound in every sport and they don't make a lot of errors. And so overall, they are just a very good team. So that's a team that's probably been the toughest we've ever faced. Favorite place to play a game? Like any sport?
Any sport.
I did like playing again in USC just because they had that fancy scoreboard, and so you could see everybody's points, fouls, and so that was pretty cool. And their gym's very new, which is
Brand new school, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, they're pretty up to date. Oh man, I don't know actually. I kind of vary in my emotions on the court or on the field, so. Maybe just up and down. That would what they would describe me. Some of my hobbies. I like being outside in general, so anything outside. I like being with my sisters and my cousins a lot. Otherwise, I just like hanging out at home, just a homebody.
I imagine it's been kind of interesting getting to play sports with both of your sisters this year.
Oh, it is wonderful. I love it. It is so much fun. I love playing with them. My future plans. I plan to go to St. Mary's in Winona, and I am going to major in pre-med, and I'm actually going to play basketball there as well.
All right, well, that should be all I need. Congratulations again, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Brought to you this week by Triumph State Bank. For big city convenience with friendly small town service, be sure to visit Triumph State Bank of Butterfield and Darfur.